What if I told you top shooters have completely moved away from fixed lead? And most people don't even realize why? Because what used to be considered perfect technique is now quietly being replaced. For years, shooters were taught one thing: pick your lead, lock it, and pull the trigger. Simple, clean, predictable. But here's the problem. Clay targets didn't stay predictable. They change speed, they change angle, they change distance instantly. And that's exactly why the old fixed lead method is starting to fail even skilled shooters. Today, I'm going to show you why top-level shooters are moving away from fixed lead, and what they're using instead to stay consistent under pressure. Section 1. What fixed lead actually does. Fixed lead means you decide a gap between your barrel and the target before you shoot. For example, 1 foot in front, 2 feet ahead, half a target space. Then you try to hold that gap and pull the trigger. On paper, it sounds logical. But in real shooting conditions, it creates a hidden problem. You're trying to calculate instead of reacting. And that delay, even if it's milliseconds, is enough to miss a fast-moving clay. Because the target is not static. Your lead shouldn't be either. Section 2. The real problem with fixed lead. Here's what most shooters don't realize. Fixed lead locks your brain into a prediction, and prediction breaks under pressure. Why? Because every shot has variables. Wind changes target drift, angle changes perceived speed. Your mount timing shifts slightly. Every shot, even your eye focus, changes under stress. So when you commit to a fixed gap, you're already wrong before you fire. That's why you often hear, "I had the lead, but I still missed." That's the illusion fixed lead creates. Section 3. What top shooters do instead. Here's the key shift. Top shooters don't focus on setting a gap. They focus on maintaining movement flow. Instead of fixing lead, they use dynamic lead control, meaning the barrel keeps moving through the target line. The lead adjusts naturally during the swing. The shot happens inside motion, not before it. They're not thinking, "Am I 1 foot ahead?" They're thinking, "Am I smoothly passing and firing through the target?" This removes hesitation completely, and hesitation is what causes most misses. Section 4. The mental shift. This is the part most shooters ignore. Fixed lead is mechanical. Modern shooting is visual plus instinctive. When shooters switch away from fixed lead, something changes. They stop overthinking distance. They stop freezing before the shot. They start trusting movement instead of numbers. And the biggest improvement? They react faster without feeling rushed, because the brain is no longer calculating, it's flowing. Section 5. Why this works in real competition. In real competition shooting, targets are not forgiving. You don't get time to set your math. Top competitors rely on smooth gun movement, continuous target tracking, shot execution inside rhythm. That's why you see champions consistently breaking fast crossers and unpredictable angles. They are not guessing lead, they are controlling motion. Section 6. How to actually build this feel. Now you're probably asking the obvious question. That sounds great, but how do I actually train it? Because dynamic lead control isn't something you understand once and suddenly own. It's a feel, and feel is built through repetition, not theory. Here's where most shooters at this stage go wrong. They try to force the new method using the old mindset. They still stop the gun. They still check the gap. They still freeze for a split second before pulling the trigger. And then they say, "I tried it. It didn't work for me." It didn't fail. The habit just hasn't been replaced yet. So here's the simple starting point. Start with slow, easy targets. Not to test your speed, to test your smoothness. The goal on these early reps isn't to break the target. It's to feel the barrel never stop moving. From call, through the swing, through the shot, and past it. If the gun stalls anywhere in that sequence, that's the old fixed lead habit creeping back in. Once that continuous movement feels natural on easy birds, then, and only then, you add speed. Because speed exposes hesitation instantly. If your swing breaks down on a fast crosser, it's not a timing problem, it's a trust problem. Your hands are still waiting for your brain to approve the lead, instead of letting the swing do its job. This is exactly why older shooters often see the fastest gains here. Not because of reflexes, because of patience. You've already learned discipline in other parts of life. Applying that same patience to trusting motion, instead of measuring it, is often the missing piece. Section 7. One mistake that slows this down. There's one thing that trips up almost everyone at this stage. They try to practice dynamic lead control while still thinking in fixed lead language. They watch the barrel, they watch the gap, they watch the target. That's three things competing for attention at once. And under pressure, the brain can only fully commit to one. So here's the fix. Watch the target. Just the target. Not the gap. Not the barrel. Not the distance between them. Your peripheral vision already tracks the barrel without you forcing it. The moment you stop staring at the gap, the stalling disappears because there's nothing left for your hands to check before firing. This single adjustment is often the difference between a shooter who understands dynamic lead control and a shooter who actually shoots it. Section 8. Is it too late to change this? If you've been shooting fixed lead for 20, 30, even 40 years, you might be thinking, this sounds great in theory, but can I actually rewire a habit this old? Fair question. Here's the honest answer. You're not deleting an old skill, you're adding a better one on top of it. Fixed lead got you this far. It's not useless, it's just incomplete for today's targets. And the muscle memory you already have actually helps here. Because you already know how to mount smoothly. You already know how to track a bird with your eyes. Dynamic lead control isn't a brand new skill from zero. It's removing one unnecessary step, the calculating, from a swing you've already built over decades. That's why shooters in their 60s and 70s often adapt to this faster than younger shooters. Less ego attached to the way I've always done it. More willingness to just trust the swing. So here's the truth. Fixed lead is not completely wrong, but it's outdated for modern speed and pressure shooting. That's why top shooters are moving away from it. Because in real shooting, you don't win by calculating lead. You win by controlling movement. And once your swing stops stalling, the next question is what's happening at the other end of it, your mount. Because dynamic lead control only works if your gun is coming up the same way, every single time. If you haven't watched, your shotgun mount is wrong yet. That's the natural next step from here. And if you want to see exactly how this movement-first approach applies to fast, unpredictable targets, go watch Move, Mount, Shoot next. Same principle, different angle. Hit subscribe if this changed the way you think about your swing, because next week, we're breaking down the one mount flaw that quietly ruins lead control before the shot even starts.